Hi guys, this is Dr. Bhupesh from Dr. BKM Institutes. Please subscribe our channel if you have not for the best OET videos and call us on +917696734256 for the best OET coaching. Today I'm just going to go through a couple of questions of readings and let's see how it goes. Today we have done this part B and C, and again Dr. BKM is just for your methods that I can tell you how to do it. So my job is not to create the question paper, and thanks to the institute who has created this question paper, which has created this question paper. See small mistakes like this when it is a non-living thing, thanks to institute which has created. So with non-living thing which, and thanks to the person who has created this question paper. So who is for the living thing, which is for the non-living thing, but both are same. So these are the small rules of English. And today we have discussed one more rule of English, and comes before a vowel sound. Exceptions like he is an MBA. M word is not a vowel. Still, you will say he is an MBA because the sound is an. Am. He is an MBA. He is an young person. No, he is a young person. So your sound is not a vowel sound. So sounds like o. These are the vowel sounds. So only before these sounds, an article comes. Otherwise, a. Okay. So I'm sending you an email. He is an MBA. There is a umbrella. It is a umbrella. No. You. It is an sound is a. It is an umbrella. Okay. Okay. So a, e, u, o. These sounds are the article sounds. Okay. Coming back to this question. This question was very smart question. The first question we did was little that is what I was teaching, that in OET it is not the reading that is difficult. Sometimes we are not there. That is what cause. So I have always told you words like all should 90% go for elimination. So in this they said that the healthcare professional should involve children as much as is possible. So that means they cannot include children in all the conversation. They can include the children as much as, means the maximum it is possible. So in all the discussions, eliminated. Should involve the children in most possible discussions, even if the consent does not lie with the children. But here, note word was not given. Otherwise, B would be the most appropriate answer because children should be involved in as much as is practically possible, means in most possible discussion, in case even if the ultimate decision consent does not lie with the child. Over here note word is not given, eliminated. So C becomes my answer. That is what I say elimination method. So you just have to notice this word note, but in exam in hurry it is very hard to notice. So please be there with your calm head. Do not do easy questions wrong. You will pass OET reading for sure. When you do easy question wrong, that is what causes trouble. Then we went on to this third question. This question was very, very smart because I really wanted to teach you this. The email is reminding the staff that the risk of the infection does not. So sometimes we do not, in rush, we do not notice the word note. So needle stick injuries or sharp injuries, uh, it depends upon the type of bloodborne virus. So infection depends upon the bloodborne virus. So over here it is saying the risk of the infection does not vary depending upon the bloodborne virus. No, it depends upon bloodborne virus, because if it is hepatitis B, then infection chances are more. If it is hepatitis C, then infection chances is less. If it is HIV, then chances are very less. It is only 1 in 300. So it depends upon the bloodborne virus, chances of infection. Though this depends upon the infectivity of the source patient. So that means it also depends upon the infectivity of the source patient. So it does not depend on the infectivity, again eliminated. It does not depend upon the contaminated instrument. So instrument is not talked over here. So that is why C becomes our answer, because risk of infection does not depend upon the instrument. Whether it is a knife, whether it is needle, it will cause the same kind of problem if it has got the bloodborne virus. But it depends upon the bloodborne virus, whether it is hepatitis B, hepatitis C. Infectivity will depend upon the virus, or it will depend upon the source patient, how infective the source patient is. So these were the two important questions I really wanted to discuss. Then you guys told me, sir, please do this part C. So normally I do part C for you guys, but I normally do not record it. I will see how much can I record and whether these questions are good or not. That also would be decided. So according to the article in Australia, let's see what is happening in Australia. According to the article, obesity is the biggest public hurdle of the century. Like many nations, Australia, there is my keyword. So that is what I do in the exam. Australia is the throes of an unprecedented epidemic of obesity and type 2 diabetes, an epidemic in the acceleration mode. So acceleration mode means like the accelerator of the car, it is increasing very fast. So that is what they are saying. Obesity and type 2 in Australia is increasing very fast. Over the last week, more than 2500 scientists have been in Sydney 10th International Congress of Obesity. The theme of the Congress was from science to action. Science to action means from theory to bringing it to ground, from theory to practical. That is what it means from science to action. So there was a conference that majorly focused on theory to practical. Its aim has been to produce workable strategy to counter the obesity pandemic. So the main aim is to produce strategies to counter the pandemic and to deliver the communities and governments the leadership that only a meeting of this significance and magnitude means scale, large scale. Magnitude means large scale can offer. So the first thing that I have learned out of this, that there is a conference that is happening in Australia, majorly focused on obesity pandemic, groundwork, strategies to counter it, and to deliver government and communities the leadership. And this can be done by a meeting of this big kind. Obesity is the single most important challenge for the public health in the 21st century. So it is the most important challenge. More than 1.5 billion adults worldwide and 10% of the children are now overweight. So now they are talking about worldwide, but my question was of Australia. In exam, when you will get the record reading, it will always be according to paragraph 1, according to paragraph 2, according to paragraph 3. But in this case, I had to read the both paragraphs just to make sure that I should not miss out. But in this, Australia is not given, so I think that should be in here only. But in the paper, it would be according to paragraph 1, according to paragraph, everything would be given. So I'm doing first question again. So it's Australia is not given in the second paragraph, so it should be in the first. According to the article in Australia, there are more overweight children than adults. So this is what I say of rules of reading. Please, 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 guys, if you will see my old videos, I always say notice articles. I was just telling that in the reading part A, we just did articles. Notice prepositions to, by, for. I have just created a video in this link. I will put that video in the last. When this video would be over, you will see that thumbnail of that video of prepositions in reading. So, and this is the third rule, again, an important rule of English reading, that when there is a comparison between children and adults, you just need to see whether there is comparison of, it is known as comparative degree. So we just have to see whether children are compared with adults or not. Australia's zeros obesity last week more than involved. Its aim is to produce counter effects, so nothing like that has been given. Adults and children, more than 1.5 billion adults worldwide and 10% children are now overweight, but there is no comparison that is done between the two. More importantly, it is talking about worldwide. It is not talking about Australia. So my question was regarding Australia. So A option is eliminated. That is what I say is elimination. Australia has the fastest growth rate of obesity. Now this is also a degree. Now I have to talk about degree. Sorry guys, I'm going to take a bit of time, but I have to teach you what can I do. Time is not an important thing. The thing is whether I can teach you or not. These are the degree I talk about. I hope you can see that. Great, greater, greatest. So great, you are great. Greater means comparison. This is what I say comparative degree, and this is always followed by than. He is greater than you. He is better than you. He is worse than you. He is higher than you. He is taller than you. Second degree is always about comparison. And the third degree is always about EST, greatest. And this degree cannot be replaced by anything. If I say Australia has the fastest growth, then in my paragraph as well, it should be given that Australia is having the most problem. So like many nation, Australia is. So it is not the most. Obesity is the single most challenge for public health in 21st century, but it does not talk about Australia, so I don't think so. This should be the answer. So again, it's eliminated. It's not saying that Australia has the fastest growth of obesity. In the past 2 decades, that means 20 years, Australia's rate of obesity has increased threefold. Let me see whether threefold or twofold or something like that is given. Oh, by chance, I can see 20 years. It is tripling in numbers over the last 20 years. Again, in exam, it will not happen, but that is by chance I have found it. It is tripling. Tripling means 3 times over the last 20 years. Ah, that is, but if it is given in Australia, then my answer is this. By chance, I could say it. Is it talking about Australia? Sydney, Australia. To Australian Diabetes Study Institute showed that more than 60% of the adult population is overweight, along with 20%. But again, over here, they are not comparing between children and adults, but it is saying it is tripling in numbers over the last 20. So my answer should be here. But in paper, again, it would be given according to paragraph 3. In the past 2 decades, 20 years, Australia rate has, yes, threefold, has increased threefold, it is tripling. So C should be the answer as per me. It was a hard one, but again, in exam, I cannot waste time. The most important thing, again, out of all the things I'm telling you, even more important than elimination method is to save time. Don't get stick to one question. Just keep moving. Which among the following describes the word inadvertently? Now, this kind of a question will not come in the exam. Common vocabulary words like precise, which I just discussed in that, again, that video that you will see of the preposition. You will see that word precise is a very common word, but inadvertently is not an easy word. But let's see if I can find it over here. Inadvertently. In exam, if this word will come, this word will be darkened, will be having dark thing. So yeah, I cannot find the word inadvertently. Not here. Not here. I need to take your help, I guess, because I have not done this reading. Not here. I have to take your help, guys. Sorry, I have to unmute you. Can you tell me the word where inadvertently has been given? Please, guys.
Paragraph 8, sir.
Okay.
Eighth paragraph.
Okay. So again, in exam, it won't happen. It would be given sequentially, so you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, thank you for help. And please, guys, if you can mute it, I will. Yeah, inadvertently. On the public health, of course it is here, but I don't miss out on the paragraph before that. On the public health side, Victoria Health CEO Robert Moody noted that there was a role of government regulation. That means government has to control it, and without it means without the government we will not be able to curb the epidemic. He said that contemporary is a very common word. Contemporary dance form means advanced, current. So he said that the contemporary means modern. Modern environment promotes obesity. The obesity diabetes epidemic will continue unless we accept that many years of health promotion aimed at individual seem to have had virtually no effect. So basically they are saying that diabetic epidemic or obesity epidemic is not easy to control even after advertisements. Our own state and local governments may have inadvertently contributed to this epidemic. So if you try to fit in this word, our own state and local governments may have inadvertently contributed to by allowing developers to create urban social problems. New development lack proper attention to sidewalks. So what is happening in the new development, that sidewalks for the walking are not given. So that is why people are having. So maybe the governments have inadvertently means unknowingly. So the answer should be without knowledge. Yeah, it can be without advertising. No. Without acting or participating, this can be without intending to or without realizing. A or D can be the answer, but if it comes in the exam, in the final paper, either one word would be given. But yeah, without intending means without realizing, or it can be without knowledge, because without knowledge means unknowingly. A is fitting more, but D can also be given as the answer because they are exactly the same words. Without intending means without intention, without realizing. So A or D, one should be answered, but I can't again help it. I have to move on. So in the exam, I can do A or D, but in the final exam, you will not get two options of this kind. If I try to fit in this word inadvertently, say our own state government and local governments may have without knowledge. may have without intending or without. D seems like a more of an answer. So I would like to do D, but answer can be A or D. But D I would like to do. Or A can also be the answer. Can't help it again. But I can't stop, doing it. Now, thinking more than this in the final exam is wasting time. In exam, it would be easy. If it comes that difficult, you can't help it. So you just have to keep moving. Even if you think 1,000 times, you cannot be short about. This is the main way of saving time. So without knowledge means unknowingly, or without intending or without realizing can also be the answer. But I'm doing D for now. I know my both answers can be wrong, but I can't stop moving. Even if one becomes right, I'm happy. C and D, final answers. Let's see what will happen. According to Robert Moody, government regulation will not help. Lesson that they were saying government regulation will help. Modern lifestyle encourages obesity. Yes, that was given. Contemporary lifestyle, something like that. Encourages obesity. Contemporary promotes obesity. Yeah, that is given. And he said means, who is he? Robert Moody. So this answer should be B. Health promotion is a good way to reduce obesity. I don't, obesity is a bigger problem than diabetes. Comparison was not given. Again, a comparative degree. 90% I will not do the answer comparative degree or the highest, the lowest. 90% they will go for elimination. So B, I would like to do over here. 10th, to curb something. To curb something means to suppress something. Let's see what is given to curb something. All the answers can be wrong. I can't help it, guys. Really sorry. I just need to take my charger. Give me a second, just a second, guys. Sorry. That's why I do not normally record readings, because there are so many things which happen. So I'm just going to take the charger and put it on. So charger is on now. Now I will take it along. Sorry for the inconvenience. I just need to do whether my charger is working. Yeah, it's working. Okay. Sorry. So now just go on. Means what I'm saying, any question which is difficult, leave it. If you want to put any fluke, A, B, or C, do it. Don't waste time. You go with this flow when it comes to reading. So I was doing this question now. What was the question? To curb something. So I have to find the word to curb something. Again, if it comes in the exam, curb something would be darkened. So curb something. Where is it given to curb something? Any help, please, to curb something?
Paragraph 7.
Seventh paragraph.
And above it, that means over here. Over here or before that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I have to read it. On the public side, noted that there was a role of the government regulation with it will not be able to curb the epidemic. So without the role of the government, it will not be able to stop the epidemic. So something like stop, seize, CASC is also the word for stop. To destroy something, not destroy, to control or to stop something. Now again, control word or stop, both are fitting it. Again, we can't fit in, but the first word that came out of my mouth was stop. Let me see whether it is trying to control or limit, because control and limit are more appropriate words. Again, this reading is quite cranky, to be honest, but I will read it again to fit in both the words. Noted that there was a role of the government. Without it, we will not be able to curb. Curb means completely suppress should be the word. But control or limit also, he said the contemporary. Can't help it. Again, C or D, depending upon the mood. Would like to do C maybe, but can't help it because normally we try to control the epidemics. We can't really stop the epidemic, because I'm doing this C answer not because of the word stop, because stop is better fitting in. But if I'm talking about to curb the epidemic, epidemic means I can only control the epidemic. I can't really stop the epidemic. So that's why I'm doing C, but answer can be D. But I'm doing C for now. Can't help it. It's not your fault. That is why maybe you have told me to do all the questions. But again, won't waste time. The only thing is, again, I won't waste time. Just can't help it. Which of the following statements are true? New suburbs do not encourage people to develop a healthy routine. That was said that they do not have the sidewalks. So this should be the answer. Australians have too much time to enjoy luxury foods. Anyhow, Australians do not have time. John Howard and Tony Abbott support prohibiting TV advertisement that I have to see. But anyhow, A seems like an answer because they do not encourage people to develop a healthy routine with there are no this and that. But let me eliminate other option as John Howard and Tony Abbott support prohibiting TV advertisement. Let me go to this. Yeah. We rejoice our federal state governments, Health Minister Tony Abbott and John Howard have been powerful advocates of action with certain reservations, means certain reservation, such as in area of banning TV advertisement. So they are powerful people of action, but they have certain reservation means that they have certain restrictions such as in the area of banning TV advertisement. That means they do not want to ban TV advertisement. And what was C saying? Support prohibiting. No, they don't want to support prohibiting. They rather do not want to prohibit TV advertisement. So C cannot be the answer because they do not support prohibition. Rather, they actually want to continue the TV advertisement. Obesity is greater danger than bird flu. I don't think so. Again, comparative degrees given. I don't want to waste time. Greater than bird flu. No, I don't want to do that anyhow. A should be my answer or C maximum, but C should not be answer because again I will read C. Uh, they are powerful advocates of action with certain reservations, such as in area of banning TV advertisement. Should not be answer anyhow. If C is given, can't help it. But again, A should be the answer that new suburbs do not encourage because they do not have the sidewalks. I was reading something like that now. A new development lack proper action to sidewalks, bike parks, and this. A new suburb words were not given. So A or C again. But again, not, I don't know, not that kind of great reading. But yeah, keep on doing. Let's see how many would be correct. I will ask you after just couple of questions. Professor Philip James believes advertisement must be laid in make healthy food more affordable. Physical education reduces academic. Education is necessity to encourage people. Normally, I always say read question, read paragraph. But in this, reading is such, I can't help it. Professor Philip James believes. So I have to go to Professor Philip James. And believes word is an important word. That is where it is given. Just 3 weeks ago, Professor Philip James and I wrote an editorial for the Medical Journal of Australia, which outlined some key legislative and regulatory measures that are required to turn the epidemic around, particularly in relation to childhood obesity. That means he is trying to make some legal changes. We need urban planning to help people exercise more. So he is focused on urban planning. That means cities should be planned that way. Reintroduce curriculum, nutrition addition in schools, production and availability of the cheap healthy foods, and responsible labeling and advertisement. So he wants everything, man. He wants everything. So let's see. Professor Philip James believes advertisement must be labeled. Again, I have always told you must is a very strict word, should be eliminated. Make healthy foods more affordable. That was given that production and affordability of healthy food. Something like that was said. Production and availability of cheap healthy foods. So that is what he's trying and say. Maybe B can be one of the options. Physical education reduces academic levels, nothing like this. Education is necessary to encourage. That was also not said that education is necessary. Was he saying education is necessary? Now, urban planning is necessary to help people exercise. So education is not necessary. So as far as I think, answer should be B. More affordable, but must word I cannot do. Advertisement must be labeled. Must word was not given. No labeling, responsible labeling. So must should not be. Then again I have to do B. B. I feel like all the answers are wrong. We will see, but just about a couple of questions now. According to the article, it can be concluded. Concluded means final that the lack of exercise is number one cause of obesity. Modern lifestyle is not as healthy as obesity, and type 2 diabetes can only be reduced if governments are. This was the main thing we were reading in the first, that government should be involved. But let's see if A is given that lack of exercise is the number one cause of obesity. Let's see what can be the conclusion. Conclusion should be given in the end paragraph or it is given somewhere else. Conclusion, guys. Given in the last paragraph?
Yes, sir.
So last paragraph.
Okay. So looking at the big picture, the prevention of the obesity and the type requires coordinated policy and legislative changes with the greater attention on our urban environment. Policy and legislative means that we have to take legal action and workplace opportunities. Governments, local, state, federal should commit to optimizing opportunities for exercise, a politically driven coordinated approach. Finance, education, and all that can contribute to reversing of the obesity. This may will be the single and the most important challenge for the. It is a battle that we can and must win. So they are involving government. That's the only thing they are saying. If government's involved in the process, but only word is a very strict word. Lack of exercise is number one. No. Modern, but again I do not have option other than C or none of the above. C or D. Don't have options. Can't help it. Why, which among of the following describe the word cynic? Cynic majorly means like whenever there is any picture that is released, there are critics. Critics means who tell bad things about a movie. Critics. So cynic is also kind. Somebody who is crucial to the society, somebody who is critical and sarcastic. That can be the answer. Critical and sarcastic. Yeah, who is determined. So yeah, B as far as I think. I don't know. All can be wrong, but this is not the reading that you should judge yourself on. I have done it. I'm recording it just to tell you some readings are okay. Maybe they are over good reading, or maybe they are okay reading. But these readings again can you should not judge yourself on the basis. But I will still like to get my answers. Seventh C, seventh C,
Yes, sir.
eighth
Yes, sir.
B or A, but D I did.
Yes,
Answer
sir.
D.
Thank God. D, but I'm not saying if by chance my answer is right that if you have done A is wrong, you can still take marks for A. But government without intending or even without realizing, by chance they are contributing. So that was more fitting in. Ninth, I think should be correct, which I said is
B, sir.
D. So
B, sir.
it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Very
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. There is one mic that is troubling me with the change of papers by the name of P.K. Ma'am, please do not remove your mic, or maybe you can slow down your paper movement. 10th, to curb something is to control or limit something, or maybe to
Yes,
stop.
sir.
That's also fine because again,
Yes.
I wanted to go with the word pandemic. So this is what I can teach you, that when you are actually looking out for these sentences, then you need to understand in which relation are they being spoken. To curb the pandemic or to curb the epidemic. That means you can only control the epidemic. You can't stop the epidemic. You will never listen to the word stopping the epidemic. You can only control or limit. So that's why. So all the questions are correct until now. I'm very happy. 10th, uh, A or C, because C I did not understand the last line, but otherwise A was the answer.
A, sir.
Great, very nice. That means I got it right. That they have reservations. That means they have restrictions to ban the advertisement. That means they do not want to stop prohibiting. They want to stop prohibiting the advertisement. They do not want to stop the advertisement. They want to support TV advertisement. So they are not stop prohibiting means if you are prohibiting something, plucking flowers is prohibited. That means plucking flower is banned. Prohibited means ban. So they are not supporting the ban. They are rather supporting the advertisement. That's also good. Then I am a great person, man. I'm very proud of myself. 12th, Philip James believes B.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. That sounds really good then. So that is again, see, I've done in front of you. Maybe all the questions could have been wrong, but this is what you can learn. It's just about finding your options, trying it, and then if you can get questions right, not all, I'm saying just half of it, because 12 questions would be easy in the exam. So out of the rest 10 questions, we are trying to find five. If you can get six, you will get 400. If you get 7 8 right, you get 450 a grade. As I will tell you a thing, that one of the results that was declared a day before yesterday, one person has scored 2 a grades for us. I did not upload it because I did not have time, but I will send you in the group. I promise you. 2A grades, 450 and 480. I will show you. According to the articles, it can be concluded that lack of the exercise, obesity and type 2 diabetes can only be reduced. I don't want to do this option because only word majorly I throw into elimination. So I want to do D. But again, they were again and again saying government can do that. Government could. Then I said, okay. So 13th,
C, sir.
C. Perfect. Then.
C.
So by chance again. And 14th, I'm quite sure because I know cynic word is like sarcastic means taunt. If I'm sarcastic to you, that means I'm taunting you. Means I'm throwing a taunt. Oh, you are very smart, huh? So I'm not saying you are smart. This is a sarcastic comment that you are smart. So these are cynic critics. So it should be B. I'm not quite doubtful about it. Was the
Yes,
14?
sir. B.
Yeah,
B, sir.
great. And trust me, guys, all the questions could have been wrong. I'm happy that all the questions, but major thing that you can learn from this particular recording, and I don't know, when I prepare, when I do such good recordings, you watch less, and I do not understand why this recording should be missed out. Please watch this recording 5 times, 10 times to get into your system how to eliminate options. I have told you in each question that I was not sure about even single question, but how I eliminated the options. It is elimination method that does the trick for you. This is Dr. Bhupesh from Dr. BKM Institutes. Please subscribe our channel if you have not. And I don't know why have you not until now. And do call us for the best OET coaching. Our contact number is +917696734256. Thank you.